You can chill, bro. You can go and chill out. Was in the spring. Okay, so today's lesson for YouTube is about appreciation. Not capital appreciation, not appreciating your friends or your family, but getting paid by people who actually appreciate what you do. And I have went to extreme lengths to prove this concept that I'm about to claim. Well, not that extreme, but I've went and conducted some research of my own at the expense of my own brand and my own reputation to ensure that I have an answer for you guys that actually can be backed up and make sense. And I'll grab some screenshots and all that kind of stuff and stick them around the video wherever they need to go. So for those that haven't watched my channel before, I'm Richard. I'm a coach for business owners. We help people scale social media. We help them implement automation inside of their business to get them hotter leads, about multiple 7-figure revenue businesses, all that kind of fun stuff. So depending on where you are in your life, it may be worth listening to me, or it might be a small fry to you and you don't think I can give you any value. But this stuff here, I'm pretty bloody set on. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, especially like the video I was talking about your 4 ways to make your first £1,000 online, I was talking a lot about cold messaging, right? Now, cold messaging absolutely sucks and I do not recommend doing it. And the reason people do it is because people will do absolutely anything they can do in the world to get away from paying for ads. Like, people will literally break dance in the street with a bucket before they pay for ads to try and make money. I don't know where this, maybe it's lack of confidence, like no one to have the capital expenditure for ads, whatever it may be, but people will do anything to get free, in inverted commas, to get free business or free, kind of like organic exposure and stuff like that. Is it possible to scale like that? Yeah, absolutely, of course. Is it also going to be mega fast tracked if you just get good at paid ads? Then yeah, of course, like that's an obvious answer. Now, what I decided to do was I had a couple of hours last week and I was bored. And one of the things I hate to see the most on Instagram, and I'm going to make a whole other video about this, probably after I've made this video, I hate the boost post feature on Instagram and Facebook. I think boost posting is more expensive than actually running ads. There is a difference. Boost posts is not running Facebook ads or Instagram ads. You might think you're running ads, but if you're just clicking that little boost thing, that's not what you're doing. You're just kind of accelerating that post slightly. It really damages your account's organic performance afterwards. It's more expensive. You get less data. It's just crap, right? And I was scrolling down Instagram and I can tell if someone is running a boost post or they're running an ad when I get targeted by them. It's obvious to me. And I thought to myself, I've got a couple of spare hours, like I normally don't throughout the day. I'm going to pick a few people who are boosting posts and I'm going to reach out to them in Instagram DMs of my account and offer to help them fix their ads, right? Now, we do ads at our training programs, but I don't offer to fix anyone's ads. It's never something I've ever done. It's not a service that I would sell. If we did, it would be pretty expensive. But I had nothing to sell these people. I was literally just thinking to myself, oh, you know what? I feel nice today. I'm going to go and help some people. Now, I reached out to 5 different accounts, and this video is, I guess, about the responses that I got. And ultimately, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that even though in this situation, take me for example, we have just on our social media side of things in terms of like coaching business owners on how to do the stuff that I was offering to help these people for free, we had like over 100k a month just in those trainings, right? So that's a lot of money, and a lot of people really value that and pay for that. And a lot of those people, like, yeah, they come to courses with me, but they're not really messaging me or getting help from me. I was giving these people way more in theory for a very small period of time for nothing, and was totally cold, right? And you can also go on my profile and see, won some awards and whatever, right? So like you get a little bit of rapport from them going on your profile, mutual followers and stuff, whatever. Now, I reached out to these people. I'll say plainly, all 5 of the ads were terrible. So just the content themselves was really poor. The captions were bad, and the fact that it was boost posts were bad too. So I reached out to everyone with the same copy and paste message that I'll show you around here, minus a couple little tweaks. Hey, plus their name, and just explaining to them that the Facebook boost post or the Instagram boost post is the same on both platforms. It's damaging to their account. I would like to help them. I don't want them running that stuff anymore. And I'll do a set of competitor insights for them for free. It's a system that we use to generate insights on our competitors. We can see where the traffic comes from and all this kind of stuff. So I'd run competitor insights on all of these people and a competitor for them. It cost me about 16 quid per person, 16 times 5, like £80 or whatever that is, right? So I had all that stuff there and I reached out to these people and I got 2 responses and 3 ignores. Now, that time of mine that I spent doing that, before I even get into the responses that I got, one of which I've deleted the full conversation, I wish I'd kept it, but the responses I got surprised me, right? Not because I expect these people to know who I am or what I do, but because it's obvious when you go on my profile to a degree, especially what's in my bio, that is essentially what I help people with, is doing these things and charge people for. And it just goes to show that regardless of how good you are or what track record you have of people paying you a lot of money to solve problems, like solve rich business problems to get paid rich people money. So it doesn't matter whether you've been paid 30, 40, 50, 100,000 to do something before. When you position yourself as like a cold message or cold outreach, it automatically is like a really low ROI, poor form of interaction, and you would just be better running paid ads and stop being like scared of doing that, essentially. Now, 3 people, the 3 who were probably the worst, completely ignored me. They read it and ignored me. I made it clear that I was not trying to sell them something. I don't have a service for them to buy. I wasn't going to offer them growth getters, none of that stuff. I also wasn't going to like give them my phone number to get on any phone calls, whatever. I would probably just send them a Loom video over with some advice. Here's some places that, you know, your competitors are marketing a lot on. Here's some of the highest performing ads. Recreate these. Here's how you run them. Bah, right? But that's stuff that ultimately, if I was doing consultancy, whether that was an hour, 2 hours, that could be a few £1,000s. But how are they meant to know that, I guess? So 3 people who are probably 3 worst absolutely ignored me. 1 got back to me, and to save accidentally showing their business or whatever, they decided to go to like a super extreme. So they clearly thought that I was like maybe a charity or someone who is like super desperate for work. So they were essentially like, oh, that's great that you're going to do this set of competitor analytics for me and for one of my competitors, and you're going to help us with this stuff. Whilst you're here, here's a list of other stuff you can do. If you could just rewrite our bio and send our bio back over to us. And also here's a couple of other competitors. If you can do competitor insights on them and tell us who the best are, and just do this thing for us, and if you give us some advice on the posts, that would be good as well. And if you could do all that today, that would be great, right? So at that point I decided, actually, you know what, I'm gonna do nothing for you, because that's how I feel. So I end up kind of just ending the conversation with that person and you know, leaving the conversation. But there gives you an example of what people think about you when you are in a position you're doing cold messages and stuff, right? The second person, astonishingly, who is meant to be like a life coach or something. I've seen his ads and I could tell it was boost posts because all of his videos got really low views, and then there was 3 or 4 that had really large amounts of views that also happened to be the videos and the exact same captions that he was running his ads. It's clear. I said to him like, hey, you could be doing a lot better with these. I'm going to send something over to you. Let me know if you want to chat. Like, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just trying to help you with this thing. And maybe he would offer me life coaching in return. That would be nice. And he replied saying, oh, what's a benchmark like for return on investment on ads? And I said, just standard blended benchmark is like 3, like 3x return at scale, which is spending like thousands a day, right? Essentially. And he just like started getting like pretty aggressive. Oh, well, I get 10x and I'm doing this. I spend 5k a month on ads and I make 50k. Firstly, I kind of don't believe that. To be totally honest, that he spends 5k on boost posts and actually attributes 50k a month. I don't know how he would track that. You can't track revenue generated from boost posts. So he would have to go to such a degree of sophistication to track that it would be worth just running normal Facebook ads. Then I said to him, well, hey, look, based on what I can see from Social Blade, you get like less than 0.5% account engagement for the size of account that you have. You should be getting like between 3 and 5. Oh, well, my mentor who spends more than you on Facebook ads doesn't, says that like I should get this and that and like the other thing or whatever, and that it's natural because I'm running ads, so my account engagement is going to go down. This as well, that's wrong, because your account engagement is based off of the percentage of people who follow you, that interact with you. So your person who's a Facebook magician is full of shit, essentially, right? Now, that conversation got ended. They sent me like 4 more messages. I didn't even open them. I just deleted them and left them there. And I was wondering to myself, what could I have done better to try and better help those people? Then also, how interested was I really in helping them? And when I have clients to deal with and stuff like that, I just got like a little flurry of motivation. I was like, I'm going to reach out and help a few people today. Maybe it would be different if my way of reaching out and helping people was like standing in the street and just handing out money. Maybe then people would be more appreciative. But I know that these 4 or 5 people, based on what we do with some of our like clients and my own campaigns last week, 54 extra OAS, I could have swung that in the guy's face. I did not. Like we could have swung a so-and-so a little bit and you know, had a bit of a power play and said, hey, no, listen, by the way, do this. The whole point of me talking about this is that you need to understand where your value is best respected, right? So if you think that you are a £1,000 an hour kind of guy, then like in the 48 Laws of Power, if you've never read that by Robert Greene, you should go and read it. They say, act like a king to be treated like one. That's not me saying that I expect people to come to the door of my office and knock and be like, please Richard, I'm begging you, take me as a client, right? But how can you charge premium prices for something? I was charging nothing in this situation. I'm trying to make you think in terms of revenue generation. I was doing that because I was bored. No other reason, right? But if you're charging premium prices for something, premium marketing is not cold outreaching to someone, regardless of how good you are, right? It doesn't actually matter how good you are. It's the best marketed product that often wins. It really doesn't matter how good you are. But if you're expecting to charge a premium product or get a premium type of client or solve rich people's problems or whatever it may be to get paid more, you're not going to do that through cold messaging people on Instagram. Now, that is me with a relatively okay followed account, with a lot of content, a lot of lifestyle, social proof, couple of decently followed business accounts, some really solid websites, all of that stuff, and I'm getting those kind of responses. And so many people go out there and just start up a new random business page and just start hammering cold messages to every Tom, Dick and Harry out there. And that's just ultimately not going to work or get you any business. Now, if it's what you need to do at the start, then yeah, it's going to be extremely horrendously difficult and you might get something out of it, and that's just how you need to do it. But if you want your value to be respected, then you need to market your services and make your services accessible in a place where ultimately the people who respect your value will be present. That's not going to be through cold messaging. Your service could be worth $100 to one person, $10,000 to another, and $1 million to someone else. And often it starts on how they find you, how they know about you. If they find you with your $10,000 an hour skill out in the street, handing out leaflets, try my service, they're probably not going to think that you're someone who's really well positioned to assist them going forward and will barter harder or think your prices are going to be cheaper and would not expect to pay a premium price for a premium service. They're probably thinking they're giving you a shot. So the lesson I've learned from this is that I'm never reaching out to help a single person again. You guys can all suffer and I won't be bothered whatsoever. But I'm never going to reach out and try and help anyone again. Because why? None of it was received positively, and now you might be thinking, oh Richard, if you reached out to me or whatever, I would absolutely love that, that would have been so cool. Well, sadly I haven't, but the good thing is because I wasn't getting targeted by your boost posts, so that's another positive. But it's proven to me that even though we have a track record of generating millions through what we teach, because of how we positioned the offer and how I positioned myself, and that's why I would never do mass cold messaging, because it just would make my account tank and look shit, right? Because people would lose so much respect for me. it just hasn't performed because people drastically drop my value, which I already have concrete evidence is worth way more. So if you're looking to get paid, a premium price for your service, or have your client acquisition just even be easier, then it's not going to be done through cold marketing. And to solidify the point I'm trying to make here, your value changes depending on where you are. The service doesn't need to be silk sheets and white glove kind of service, but depending on how you gather clients and how you get access to different people, you are gonna face different challenges. It starts before the product, it starts before the prospect, it starts by how you're trying to find them, and it proved to me to be an absolute catastrophic failure, and also more difficult to do it in that manner. Your value is going to change depending on where you are and who you're talking to. So make sure the first thing you need to do is speak to the right people if you want to actually make some decent money.